Hi, I'm Tomo Bystead. I'm the lead product creation person for woods at TaylorMade. Stealth, we obviously introduced the carbon wood technology and the idea of a carbon face in a driver. Stealth 2 really builds on that to deliver more forgiveness. That's the ultimate goal of this platform, is to take the advantages of carbon face, which is more ball speed, better energy transfer, but couple that with now more forgiveness. And we're delivering that in two different ways. So the first way is a more efficient face. And the face has been redesigned to be a little bit thinner at the edges, a little thicker in the center. That's actually providing more ball speed as you move away from center, and when you miss it a little bit, it's gonna have better speed. The second part of that is really the construction of the driver. So when you think about providing forgiveness and stability, it's created through MOI, right? And that really means putting more weight at the perimeter of the club. So we replaced most of the titanium in the body of the club with carbon. And so there's a new carbon sole panel, also a new ring at the back. So the back section of the driver has a complete carbon reinforced ring that is replacing, again, metal that was in the old one with a lighter material. Now that allows us to then free up some mass, put more weight in the bottom and the back, which creates that MOI. Now in the Plus model, some of that weight's also going to the movable weight in the front, which is creating increased adjustability. So that's really the goal of the new Stealth 2 product. The face aspect is really interesting, right? So the original Stealth face that we have in the original Stealth model was built over 20 years. We refined it, we really crafted that, the 60 layers of carbon fiber, but it was still the generation 1 product for us, and we, having it had it out in the marketplace and been testing it for another year, we've learned a bunch of new things about it. And really what we've done is we have reduced the weight a little bit, from 26 to 24 grams on the face, but most of that weight came out of the sort of the perimeter of the face. So the center face is actually slightly thicker than the old one, but the perimeter is thinner, and that's actually producing more ball speed overall on the face. So the kind of anything that you don't hit in the middle of the face is going to see a bigger improvement in terms of performance. Now, for a good player, and you touched on this earlier, is the consistency improvement. So for that middle to high handicap golfer, just getting shots that are good, that are off center is important. But for a good player, you want those misses to be more consistent from a spin rate and ball speed standpoint. So your misses are essentially more similar to your good shots. And that's really what we're able to deliver with the new face. Again, the weight savings in the driver really comes from replacing all of the different areas of the driver with different types of carbon, right? And part of the kind of secret sauce with this is that, it's not just the same carbon everywhere. The face has a 60-layer carbon face, which is designed to deliver ball speed, now better off-center ball speed. But the carbon crown is a super thin 6-ply carbon designed for it to be the lightest weight possible. That's saving a ton of mass from, typically that would be a titanium top or something like that. The bottom of the club too, actually on the skirt of the driver, that whole sole plate, and saving more weight with a 9-ply carbon there, and the back ring. So each of these pieces are saving weight versus the original one, and we're harnessing that mass and positioning it more strategically in the club, which is going to be low on the club and back. And again, on the HD, we have all the way to 30 grams in the back of the sole. And again, that's going to give you super stable performance off center, that higher MOI that we talk about, to provide that additional forgiveness. Yeah, so one of the things we focused on for 2023 was to separate the performance between the 3 models a little bit more than we had in maybe previous years, whether it's 2022 or 2021 or earlier. And what that means is you're going to have a club in the Stealth 2 Plus, which is going to be geared towards players looking for the lowest spinning driver, adjustability to the max. So obviously with the 2-degree loft sleeve where you can up and down the loft, also that 15-gram sliding weight at the front. So really a very adjustable club, very low spin, really geared towards more of that maybe middle to lower handicap player. And we're going to see most of our tour players playing the Plus model for that reason. Now the Stealth 2 model, the standard model, is really built to be an all-rounder. Super forgiving, so a lot of weight at the back, 25-gram weight at the back of the sole, so very stable. But it's going to have that sort of mid-spin, mid to low spin, so still obviously super long. So that great blend of forgiveness and distance in the core model. And that's going to really be for most people out there as a starting point. Moving into the HD, now that club we've kind of reconfigured a little bit for 2023 to make it a bit more of obviously a high draw product. HD stands for high draw, but also a very forgiving club oriented towards success for the golfer. So we've actually added a bit more launch to that product, a bit more draw bias into that product. And so now when you hit all those 3 models, you're going to see more of a differentiation from a forgiveness standpoint, from a left to right tendency standpoint, and from a launch and spin standpoint as well. Fitting is obviously a huge part of what these products are built upon. And to that end, we're offering different heads to make that fitting process easier as well. Obviously, as a fitter, you want to make sure that whatever golfer shows up to get fit, you can actually fit that person into the optimal head combination with the shafts, grips, lengths, and all those things. But obviously to extract the maximum out of these products, they need to be fit to you, right? So having the right lie angle on the irons, having the right loft on your woods and making sure the gapping is good, all those things are critical for you to play your best. Even as good as the clubs are themselves, we can get more out of it by custom fitting them. So visit your local Worldwide Golf retail locations to get fit into your new Stealth 2 woods.